The encounter at the cafe. On a brisk spring morning in Manhattan, an air of anticipation hung over the city as people bustled about their daily routines. Among them was Maddie Parker, a 72-year-old woman with a spirit that belied her age. A disabled veteran who had served her country with pride, she carried herself with dignity despite the challenges life had thrown her way. As she walked down Fifth Avenue, her arthritis flared with each step on the uneven pavement. The chill in the air nipped at her cheeks as she tugged her light jacket closer around her slender frame. She glanced at her watch. It was nearly noon. The thought of taking her medication soon weighed on her mind, a routine she had adhered to religiously over the years. Maddie's gaze fell upon a newly opened cafe with sleek glass doors and vibrant floral arrangements framing its entrance. It seemed like an inviting place to escape the chill outside and enjoy a warm drink while waiting for her next appointment. With a small nod to herself, she decided to step inside. The interior was modern and minimalistic, filled with soft jazz music that created an inviting atmosphere. The scent of freshly brewed coffee wafted through the air as she made her way to a booth in the back corner of the cafe. Settling into the plush leather seat, she felt a wave of relief wash over her. A young waitress approached with a bright smile on her face. "Welcome to Bloom and Brew. Can I get you started with something to drink?" Maddie returned the smile warmly. "Yes, dear. I'd like a cup of hot water, please. And perhaps something light and sweet. Do you have any pastries?" The waitress nodded enthusiastically. "We have mini tarts, lemon or mixed berry. Which would you prefer?" "Mixed berry sounds perfect," Maddie replied as she pulled out her pill bottle from her purse alongside a compact mirror and lipstick for touch-ups. As she waited for her order, she felt contentment settling in, a rare moment of peace amidst life's chaos. But that tranquility was abruptly shattered and an imposing figure approached her table. "Excuse me," he said sharply, his voice dripping with disdain. "What do you think you're doing here?" Maddie's heart sank as she looked up at him, a tall man in a crisp white shirt with an air of arrogance about him. "I'm just here for a quick snack and some water," she replied calmly. He scoffed loudly, his lip curling into a sneer that sent shivers down her spine. "This isn't some charity kitchen. You don't belong here." Taken aback by his blatant hostility, Maddie's voice quivered slightly as she responded, "I assure you I'm a paying customer just like anyone else." The man's eyes narrowed menacingly as he leaned closer to her table. "Your kind brings bad luck," he hissed. "You'll scare away our real customers." Maddie's pulse raced as anger surged within her. She had faced prejudice before but never so openly in public like this. "I have every right to be here," she asserted firmly. But he merely laughed mockingly at her words before turning away dismissively as if she were nothing more than an annoyance. Just then, the waitress returned with Maddie's order, a tray balancing the steaming cup of hot water and her mixed berry tart, only to have it intercepted by the man before she could set it down. "What are you doing?" she gasped as he snatched it from her hands. In one swift motion that felt almost choreographed in its cruelty, he flicked his wrist violently. Hot water splashed across Maddie's arms and face while the tart flew through the air like a projectile before landing messily on her lap. Pain erupted instantly as scalding liquid soaked through her clothes. Shock coursed through her veins as cries of outrage erupted from other patrons around them. "Oh my God," someone shouted from across the room while others stared wide-eyed in disbelief at what had just transpired. The man feigned concern with exaggerated gestures but his eyes sparkled with malice as he sneered down at Maddie's now ruined appearance, the once neat pink sweater now stained and dripping with berry filling. "Clumsy me," he mocked sarcastically before turning on his heel and striding away without another word. Maddie's heart raced as she fought back tears of humiliation. All eyes were on her now. The elderly woman who had simply wanted a moment's respite from life's struggles had become an unwilling spectacle in this cafe filled with indifferent patrons. She struggled to regain composure while clutching onto what remained of her dignity amidst this public humiliation. Pain throbbed where hot water had scalded her skin, but it was nothing compared to how deeply wounded she felt inside. "Please," she managed to choke out between breaths as she looked toward the young waitress still frozen in shock beside her. "I need some ice, or at least help." But instead of assistance or compassion from those around them, silence enveloped them like an oppressive blanket. No one dared intervene.